Hi there and welcome to another midweek highlight show from the stadium. I'm Patrick. We start off this week with tennis, the US Open Grand Slam Championships. Kim Clijsters beat Vera Zvonareva in 6-2 and 6-1, taking just 59 minutes to retain her title. It was the shortest women's final since timekeeping was introduced to the game back in 1980. In the semi-finals, Vera disposed of number 1 seed Caroline Wozniacki, while Kim defeated Venus Williams, en route to becoming the first player to retain her title since Elder Williams in 2001, as the comeback mom does it again.
Meanwhile, in the men's final, world number 1 Rafael Nadal completed his collection of winning all 4 major titles after he disposed of Novak Djokovic in 6-4, 5-7, 6-4 and 6-2. This was Nadal's 9th career Grand Slam title and his 3rd in a row after winning the French and Wimbledon titles this year. We'll talk about another victorious Spaniard in a moment.
Time to shift our focus to football, and in the Premier League, Manchester United once again failed to keep their lead and had to share the spoils with Everton in a 3-all draw. Everton scored twice in the last 90 seconds of the game. Elsewhere, Chelsea kept their 100% record, Arsenal were big winners, and Blackpool beat fellow promoted club Newcastle 2-0 at St James's Park. Looking at the top half of the table, Blackpool's win sees them in 4th, and of course there are whispers of early days looming in the background.
Birmingham's draw with Liverpool sees them rise to 5th, and Villa could have gone above Man United to 3rd, but they squandered the chance when they lost 2-1 away to Stoke on Monday night. To the bottom half, and Tottenham's draw with West Brom keeps them at 11th, while Stoke earned their first points thanks to that home win against Villa, and West Brom are still barren without any points so far.
Moving on to the Spanish Primera Liga, and what a shocker by newly promoted Minos Hercules, who defeated Barcelona 2-0 at the new camp. Getafe and Villarreal were handsome winners, plus there was an 8-goal thriller between Real Zaragoza and Malaga. On to the standings, Atletico maintained their lead thanks to an away win at Bilbao. Real Madrid are 4th, Barca are in 7th, and Hercules place themselves in the top half. Deportivo have yet to claim a win after settling for a scoreless draw with Sevilla, while Racing and Levante are still seeking their first points. Over to the German Bundesliga, where champions Bayern Munich are struggling to get their season started, with 1 win, 1 loss and a draw over the weekend with Werder Bremen. Eintracht Frankfurt trounced Borussia Mönchengladbach with a 4-0 away win, as Mainz came from a goal down to beat league leaders Kaiserslautern 2-1, giving Hoffenheim the chance to lead the Bundesliga after their 2-0 home win at Schalke. At the top, Hamburg could have kept pace with Hoffenheim and Mainz, but only managed a 1-all draw with Nuremberg, while Kaiserslautern's loss to Mainz sees them slump to 5th. The familiar names in the Bundesliga are all in the bottom half. Bayern Munich are in 11th, while Wolfsburg, Schalke and Stuttgart have no points to show after 3 games. And our final stop in football is the Italian Serie A, and what a weekend of shock results. AC Milan lost to Cesena 2-0 and Roma were thrashed 5-1 by Cagliari. The 2 fixtures I picked last week produced 10 goals as the 4 teams shared the spoils. Napoli drew 2-2 with Bari, while Juve drew 3-0 with Sampdoria in a real seesaw of a match. And that result has made Juve's coach Gigi Del Neri to write off his team's chances of winning the Scudetto. And we take a look at the table that sees very unfamiliar suspects in the top half. Chievo lead with 2 wins out of 2. 2nd till 7th, where Inter sits, are all on 4 points. AC Milan are in a miserable 8th place. At the bottom half, UE are in 14, and just look at Roma, 2nd from bottom. Before we get into the weekend's choice fixture, the first round-robin group stage matches in the Champions League kicks off on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and that could affect some clubs who may have to travel long distance. But all of Europe will be only focused on 1 game this weekend, and it's the British equivalent of the El Clasico, where Manchester United play Liverpool on Sunday. And finally, we make our pit stop at the Italian Formula 1 Grand Prix in Monza. And the Italians wouldn't have it any other way but a Ferrari win. And they got it. Fernando Alonso, who started from pole, slipped to 2nd by the first corner, as McLaren's Jenson Button made a better start from the dirty side of the track. Button led, albeit with only a 2-second advantage, but that was enough for Ferrari with a well-planned pit stop that sent the Spaniard out on track just a fraction ahead of the Brit. Alonso went on to claim the victory, with teammate Felipe Massa coming in with a very obedient 3rd. As we look at the results, Sebastian Vettel, who started in 6th, made a peculiar pit stop strategy, stopping for his tyre change in the final lap, which leaped him into 4th, just ahead of Nico Rosberg, who was pretty much racing with himself much throughout the race. Good showing by the Williams boys too, as both their drivers were in the points. And that result has made the Driver Championship into a 5-horse race. Webber's 8 points in Monza takes him 5 points clear of Hamilton, while Alonso, Button and Vettel are all separated by just 3 points. The Italian GP concludes the European F1 race calendar. We'll next move on to the much anticipated and glamorous Singapore Grand Prix in a fortnight. With just 5 races to go, it'll be a dash to the wire as it is still anyone's title to claim. And that's our midweek highlights for you. Until our next update from the stadium, you stay safe.